views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the hosts and guests, and not necessarily those of the staff and management of WWDB TV.
When my girl got the sweetest
pussy.
Welcome to SinCityBounty.com. Hey, it is our 412th show.
Only 8 more weeks until episode 420.
But only 5 more days till 420.
Oh, yeah. 420.
Oh, imagine we had matched the days.
That would have been cool. If we hadn't taken so much time off last year, we probably would have been 420 on 420.
Well, we don't get paid for the show, so we're not slaves to it.
No.
If we don't feel like coming in, we just text John, hopefully early enough in the day so he doesn't have to wait here all night for us.
But he's got a show right before us now. So.
Now he does, yes.
Yeah.
I think it'd still be out by 6.
What show is before us?
The new Heavy Galaxy Happy Hour. It's a rock and roll, hard rock and roll. Hard rock and roll.
I saw.
I've seen those guys.
Did you have
downstairs.
an Instagram post about them recently?
Yes.
I mean, very clearly then they had satanic rock and roll shirts on a couple of weeks ago when I came in. I was like, I think those are the guys who do that rock show before us.
Yeah.
But
I believe they're just called rock shirts, like not satanic rock shirts.
no, these were satanic.
If they have a pentagram on
they
them or
are.
blood, they're usually
Aren't they
put into
all,
the
though?
satanic category.
No, they're not all satanic. Not
No,
all
they're
rock and
not.
rollers are satanic. I would like to let you know that every year my sons.
Every time I click, you shut your eyes. My third one.
So my son's father's mother, okay, my kid's grandma on his dad's side, she has been a internet radio station host for 1 billion years, since before it was like a thing, right? Every year she goes to Sweden for a heavy metal Christian rock conference. It's fucking insane. A couple of years ago she took my
Christian rock conference.
Christian heavy metal.
Like
rock.
Striper.
Yeah. I mean, like Jesus screamo music.
Weren't they Christian?
I think so.
POD?
Yeah.
I think
from
so.
San
Yeah.
Diego. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
no,
they
like
used to live when I lived in San Diego, where I live. They live like right around the corner.
I listen to some of this shit and it's like, Jesus is good, Jesus is great, you will love Jesus. Ha ha ha. I was like,
Does it
Well,
make you
bless
want to
my
love
heart.
Jesus though?
I love it when you do
the
that.
little Satanist inside of me went, ooh, that's scary. Like, it was fucking insane. She was like, this is a really popular band right now. I get a lot of requests for them on my station. And I'm like, this woman is a member of the Catholic Church. She plays guitar during service. She runs the little children's camp thing. But she goes to church in cargos, combat boots, and a Led Zeppelin t-shirt. Like, that's how she's like. If you saw her walking around, you would assume she was into heavy metal. You would not assume that she's like super Catholic. Like, it just boggles my fucking mind.
But
sometimes.
Catholicism doesn't necessarily equal like holy and super religious.
But she is. She's one of those, like, when you think of Catholic and how like good little Catholic moms should be, that's what she is. That's not what she looks like. She looks like she should be like my mom or something. Like, no. Oh, yeah. So, but anyway, I'm not like, I love her to death. She's a great woman. I don't think she's terrible.
Joan of Arc was Catholic.
Yeah.
I don't know. All I think of are Catholic priests, and we know what happens there. So
Well, yeah.
I don't
mean,
necessarily hold that.
I did say good Catholic.
As in any particular religion, I don't hold it to like a separate standard, just based on what.
Mine usually
what
goes
they've
to
always
my mind
thought.
usually goes to the Crusades.
Yeah. Mine goes more to the issues happening now, like priests fucking little boys, like that kind of stuff, like the stuff that we can, try to fix now. That's what comes to mind.
The stories are prevalent in the Catholic Church, but it happens in every denomination of religion.
It does.
Right, of course, but it's been hidden for many years within the Catholic Church.
It's been hidden for many years in
So.
all the churches.
Yeah. I love the progressive movement of some of the Christian churches to get away from that stereotype of being squeaky clean and getting more into we're real humans and we just happen to have a religion. Or we're religious people who happen to be human. Like it seems to be like you can't be a normal human and be religious. Like a lot of people are like, you can't like to drink and have tattoos and be XYZ. And I'm like, well, you can. In some Christian faiths, you're a bad person of that faith if you're like super into heavy drinking and like all that other stuff. But you can still be a person and be religious.
Lisa says, my favorite pastor is covered in tattoos.
Nice. Very nice.
So is mine.
Yeah. My
Although
favorite.
she's called a reverend.
Oh. I was going to say my favorite priest has an enormous tattoo right across here. In
Oh, that's
Nordic
where you were
runes.
going. Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure when you started with enormous. I'm like,
Well, from what I've heard, he's pretty enormous.
So is he?
Although I've
is
seen
he
him naked too.
Is he a priest?
He's a priest.
He's a priest. You're talking about who I'm thinking about? You're talking
I'm talking about who I'm talking
He has a
about.
tattoo there?
Yeah, he's got an
I've never seen him
enormous.
naked.
Oh yeah, he's got an enormous runic tattoo right here, all
Yes.
right there. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to ask for a visual.
You know what I want to know is if it's like a Ouija board, do his dicks point to different runes to indicate like what's going on? I am totally asking his wife that the next time I see her.
Penis Ouija board.
The penis Ouija board, because she will absolutely die. He and I have very similar
Humor.
gutter
cells.
minds. Yeah. And we spend a lot of time going back and forth when she's around just to see if we can get her to sound like she's blushing, because she makes a sound when she blushes and it's adorable. So we do it a lot. We do it to you too, but
You're kind of jaded now.
yeah.
Y'all broke me.
Yeah, the sex stuff doesn't make you blush anymore.
Not anymore. You know, I was thinking about it the one day and having a conversation kind of about the show and, you know, what it's done. And I know every week that we try to say, like, we hope we educate you on something, even if it's a dick in the ass. Like, whatever, I hope we educate you on something. And to me, that something was, I think back to, like, 5 years ago. I mean, I've always, you know, been a sexual being, but I don't think I necessarily talked about it as much as I do now, or shared things, or, you know, I was free to share things with like others, like, hey, you should check this out, or no, it's totally cool if that's
It's
what you
normal.
do.
I also put dicks in my butt. Well, that's what she would say.
Oh, I knew you were
And
was
so
going there.
so, you know, normal grocery store conversations with random strangers, but
The kiwi will fit in your vagina.
it's just the, what? Like, you're never, how are you going to get it out? You're going to have to dig up in
The
the
same way you get the ping pong ball out.
I don't put a ping pong ball up there. Are we playing sports with ping pong balls that I'm not aware of? Like, no one is inviting me to this vagina shooting party. I don't know why.
I've been to many vagina shooting parties. It's
Aren't
usually
they
the
called
other way.
Kegels?
Yeah.
Right, but I don't Kegel with a ping pong ball.
I've kegeled with weights. They make specific weights for kegeling with.
Do they hang out like the knockers that you used to play with?
No. But I'm going to tell you right now. They do come in 3 stages. There's like the beginner weight, the middle weight, and then the heavy weight. And you just do your Kegels with your weight inside. It goes inside. And you clinch up around it. And now I'm absolutely positive I could probably pick up a bowling ball just with my vaginal wall muscles. Just, yeah, I could do it.
Are you
So-
using the weights right now?
No, but the next time you come over, I'll show them to you.
I've probably set my drink down next to them and not realized
No,
they
I
go in your
keep them
vagina.
away. I keep the stuff that goes in my vagina stays away from the stuff that goes. No, that's not true either.
Right?
I understand.
Something goes
Let's
in your
let's get back to the original point, which is
The original
because
point
of the
is
show.
because of the show. So I know, you know, I've been able to, you know, kind of grow into someone who's so much more open about discussing sex, because guess what? Fat people have sex. Like, believe it or not, it's a thing. Some fat people have a lot of sex. Some fat people have not as much sex. Some, you know, are more open about it. Some are not. But if nothing else, if you don't get anything else, like maybe, just maybe you could get what I got, and just being more comfortable in your skin and open to talking about sexuality with others.
I want to
And she doesn't even
know.
have to be drunk to do it anymore.
No, I literally have to be in the grocery store to be like, let's have a discussion.
One of my hopes for this show is for the young ladies coming up and going out into the clubbing world and meeting the people that they want to be with and stuff like that, is that they're more able to talk about it,
Right.
to negotiate it, to talk about it,
And
to
to
demand.
know, exactly, and to know it's okay to talk to a guy about, like, you don't need to end the evening not being satisfied. Like, it is okay to say what you like and say what you don't like and
To
change
say-
that course of
to
action.
say no.
during- Exactly.
A little
say-
to the left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To say no, to say harder, to say stop, to say I'm not comfortable with that.
And
Or
to
to
say
tap
I
out.
want
I
more
need a
dicks in
break. I need a
there.
break.
Right.
And if the dude is not open to your open talk, get a new dude
Adios.
or a girl.
Motherfucker.
Get a new one.
Get a new person.
Yeah, not worth
Yeah,
it.
get a new peep.
Because I'm pretty sure girls of today, most girls of today, I'm not going to say all, most girls of today have sex to see if they want to stay in the relationship in the first place. So that usually means you're not in love with the dude yet. So just drop him and get a new dude if he's not open to discussing. Or if he defies you. I've had negotiations before something happened, and then the guy tries to do the other shit anyway that I said no to, and that's when you know you can get up and smack him or whatever.
And walk
well,
out.
be careful, but don't.
Yeah, let's not smack anybody
Right.
because honestly, if you go back and say SinCityBounty told me to smack you,
Right.
but it's your own body, so you get to walk up and be like, dude, not comfortable with this. I'm out.
Yeah, it's okay. And it's okay for guys to say no as well. I know
Yes.
that so the idea that women are the only ones who can be sexually harassed, or they're the only ones who can be raped, or they're the only ones who can feel uncomfortable in a sexual situation is wrong. Men can too. And I know that men have been pressured into having sex with women they don't want to have sex with, or they've been sexually harassed, probably by me.
And
Like,
just because
I
your dick,
know.
and just
I'm
because
bad.
just because your
Probably
dick
by
gets hard
me.
doesn't mean you have to have sex with them.
No. Just because my vagina gets wet doesn't mean I have to have sex with you. It also doesn't mean I'm enjoying having sex with you. It's a physical reaction. If your dick gets hard, I happen to have firsthand knowledge that dicks get hard for no fucking reason. You don't have to be turned on for a dick to get hard. Like, I have a 13-year-old boy. I am aware that boners just happen. Like, a boner doesn't mean you want to fuck me. It doesn't even mean you're sexually aroused. It just means you're got extra blood in your dick. That's all.
Yeah,
it
if you're
means.
watching that Ted Bundy special on Netflix and your dick gets hard, doesn't mean
You're into serial killers.
Let's be real though, isn't it Zac Efron?
That's true. It is Zac Efron. My dick would get hard for
Right,
him too.
right.
So
I don't have a dick, and even my dick gets hard. Like watching Zac Efron do anything. So
there's no chat happening. Or is my chat broken?
nope, there's nothing.
Well, hi everyone. Obviously, nobody wants to talk about rando boners. So, guys, please feel free that if you are in an uncomfortable situation, say no. Please don't have sex with a girl just because you feel like you have to. And ladies, don't have sex with a guy just because you feel like you have to. If sex is uncomfortable, if you are not enjoying anything, just get up and fucking walk away. And the person who gets walked away from, you need to take it like a fucking champ and just be like, well, I fucked that up. Time to move on. Stop being a dick. God, I hate dicks. No, I mean, I love dick. Don't get me wrong. I love dick. I love pussy. I love all the shit that comes in between it. Not a big fan
the
of
shit.
assholes.
Not the shit. Like not literally.
No, not the shit or the cheese.
In my new bujo, or in my bujo for April, one of my quotes is that everything is holy. But one of the lines is sexuality is holy. So I did holy all fancy, and I put the L as a penis, and I have freaked out my secular friends.
Because your penis is holy? It's got one little hole in it. I guess that makes it holy.
Well, it's, yes.
Some can have more than one hole, as we
In-
discussed on one episode.
Yeah.
Some can have.
In my
multiple
religion, penises are very holy, as well as vaginas. So,
Yeah.
all right, let's talk about prom.
Oh, you mean the one where I won prom queen and my date was prom
holes.
king?
Let's talk about. I walked in and I'm like,
So on Saturday,
It was perfect.
some of our favorite guests, Crave LV, had their adult prom. And we knew that Sierra was going. She went out and got a dress. She had 2 dates to go. And myself and Toxi were not going to go. But lo and behold, at the last minute...
It was not the last minute, just so you know. She decided the night before.
It was the night before, actually. Although throughout the day, here's how it went. The night before, Miss Julie of Crave is like, no, you're going. And I'm like, no, I'm not going. And she's like, you're going. And I'm like, I don't want to put on Spanx, which I have to tell a story about that.
Yeah, you do.
But then I'm like, I'm not going. She's like, you're going. So this went on for a while, and we were both drinking. And in the end, she's like, you're going to go, and you're going to surprise Sierra. And she's not going to know you're coming. You're just going to walk in. You're going to be like, hey, I'm here. And so I'm like, all right, I'll go. So throughout the next day, I'm debating all Saturday. Fuck, I got nothing to wear. This one was going to the hilt. She was like,
Sure did.
dressed into the 10s,
You looked
11s.
amazing.
And so I'm going like, I fucking got nothing. I got nothing. I have a red dress that because I gain weight, my ass hangs out. The dress looks sexy, by the way, like hella sexy. But
Isn't that a selling point if your ass hangs
I
out?
want to be comfortable. I want to be comfortable, or I got to look like.
The red dress is now a studio's dress. If we go to
Yeah,
the
it's
studios.
apparently a studio dress for sure. And like not when I'm wearing to the studios, like when I put on in the parking lot, because it's really, really, the ass is there. Or I got to choose, I borrowed another dress that makes me look like I went to an HR conference in Boise, Idaho. And I went with the HR conference dress.
It did not. It was sparkly and pretty.
So anyway, so I decided I wanted to come and surprise her. And I walk up and she's like, yeah, Julie told me you were coming.
Yeah, I got there, and it was probably the third thing Julie said to me. It was like, you look great. I'm so happy to see you. Toxi's on her way. I was like, I didn't even know she was coming.
It was literally my only selling point of going. Like,
Except you seemed to be having
only
a good time once you got there.
I had a good time, but it literally was my selling point because again, I'm not a dressy person. Like I went to prom, loved prom. I'm good. I got it down. But anyway, so I'm glad I got to go. And so then Sierra was there looking absolutely amazing. Amazing. I love the dress. Totally was going to ask you to buy it for my daughter, but that's beside the point. I already know now where it's going. But just an amazing dress and totally wearing these for no purpose. You know that now, right?
Yeah, because they were
wearing
the
what?
exact same as these shoes.
She's wearing these beautiful blue sparkle heels.
They were black
Were they
sparkle.
black? But you can't see them because the dress is so long. And I'm like, why the fuck are you wearing heels underneath that dress? You could have cowboy boots on, no one would know.
I could have,
because
except-
it was so flowy.
Except that
you know?
without the shoes, I would have had 6 inches of dress on the floor. I already had 2 inches of dress on the floor. I had to walk around like some lady in fucking waiting, just like doo-doo-doo-doo,
I
holding
mean,
my
but that
dress
was
up.
part of the
So
amazing part.
your heels were 4 inches tall?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I don't own any inches less than 4. No, I do have one pair of HR lady shoes, as I call them. That's like a 2-inch kitten heel. But all the rest of my heels are at least 4 inches.
So she had these sexy heels on that you couldn't see. Like I just wanted to walk around and walk in front of her and lift her dress and be like, look at her sexy heels. Look at them. Look at them. But yeah, so I don't know. You could have wore, I don't know, 2 pairs of Converse. I don't know. Something that make you taller.
Could have worn some candies for some sodas from the 90s. Those like
That are
platform
coming
tennis
back.
shoes.
I know which
Yeah.
ones. Or the Steve Maddens.
Oh yeah.
Ugh,
I could be a
those are
Madden
great.
girl. So ended up with 2 dates. You've met one of them. We've interviewed him on before. He's a pirate. If you're in the super secret Facebook group, you know him.
We've had the pirate on?
We
have
did
had the pirate
at a
on.
remote.
Oh,
remote.
that's right, at the
Yeah,
remote.
at a
Yeah.
remote.
And it was so much fun. They they went all out with me, getting matching colored. He wore this really fancy tied tie, and she got this amazing dress that looked amazing on her.
And all 3 coordinated.
Yeah, we were all
3.
color coordinated. As a matter of fact, the necklace that I wore came with earrings, but I don't have my ears pierced. I've had everything else, but not my ears pierced. Well, I've had them pierced a couple times, but they're not pierced right now. She wore the earrings that matched my necklace. It was so fucking sweet. Anyway.
Did you guys walk in together, arm in arm?
Yes,
And
we did. I mean, we didn't fit through the door that way, so
Yeah, I
we
was
had to
just
come in
gonna
one
say
at a
how
time.
that.
But we did take a lot of like group photos, and we sat together most of the time and bought each other drinks and stuff. It was a lot of fun.
my heart.
It was amazing.
It was so great.
And
So let me
I-
tell you about how prom king and queen happened. I pulled Abby to the side. I was like, so how do, like, because you could nominate yourselves or friends. I was like, how do you nominate people? And she's like, well, we're going to do a luck of the draw. You just put some names down, put them in, we'll pull names. And I was like, cool. So I put in 3 applications. I put in one for my 2 dates together. I put in one with the male pirate. She's also a pirate. The male pirate and I should have put her and I in as well. I didn't even think about it. And then I put one in all by itself, just Toxi. Prom queen, king, the whole thing, all Toxi on the list. Because that would have been amazing, by the way. And so they pulled 2 names, and they were both Abby and the Chris, the guy from Bold, who was there.
Right.
The first 2 were both of them. Like, that was them. And they were like, no, we can't win because we're hosting this. And so they pulled the next one, and they called out his name. And I'm like, oh, my God, you 2 won. And they were like, what? And then they pulled my name, and I said, no, fuck, I won. Oh, fuck. I was like, just so you all know, as lucky as I get, I never win anything. Like, never. Like, ever. Not this kind of stuff, right? And so they pulled my name literally out of the hat, and I was like, oh my God, I won! And we got a couple little swag bags, and he got this great big cheesy king crown, and I got my tiara, which I'm going to
you're wearing
wear everywhere. I'm like...
It sits on the seat beside
So-
her in the car.
It
I
did.
was so disappointed. I've actually reached out to one of them and asked if anyone has video because I didn't get to see it. I didn't know what was going on. And, once I'm drinking, I'm kind of in my own world.
Yeah.
And so I was like outside, and then I got a bing on my phone, and we got the text from her about winning. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I thought you went for the bathroom or for a drink or something. Like,
I did. I
where
came back.
are you?
I went to piss. I came back a queen.
But then you didn't even come back. Like, you sent a photo and then you left, and that was it.
Well, we hung out for probably another 10, 15 minutes inside,
totally
taking
missed that.
pictures and, whatever, taking pictures and saying goodbye to a couple of people. There was a wall of humanity between me and the area that you were at. We could not have got back out if we wanted to. And so we were like, well, we came, we drank, we danced, we won king and queen. What else is there to do? Oh, let's go home and fuck. So we left.
I mean, in the checklist of all checklists, like, that's essentially how
We
it
showed
works.
up, we dressed nice, we drank, we danced, we won king and queen. Time to go fuck. So
Very cool.
it was a great evening.
So what happened to you?
I wasn't in there. Like, I wasn't in there. I spent
There's an outside area, which is where there is less loudness and more places
which
to
is
sit.
ideal.
And it was a beautiful night that night. Like,
Yeah,
the
it
weather
was
was
so
fucking
nice.
perfect.
I
The
think though,
weather
I
has
think it
been
kicked up my allergies
perfect,
even
yeah.
worse though, because I
Yeah.
woke up the next day like this. But yeah, there's a lot of room. It's super nice out there.
So
So yeah, I was just out there.
did you have a ride home?
Oh yeah, no, I didn't.
Yeah.
I Ubered
Did
with
you
a
hook up?
friend. No.
Yeah, we Ubered too. There's not a lot of parking in downtown. When you go downtown for something, you're either going to park at a parking garage that's 4 or 5 blocks away from where you want to be, or you're going to have to pay ridiculous amounts for parking, or both. So I live pretty close to downtown, and our base of operations that evening is like 3 blocks from me. So we just took a Lyft. It was like $10 for the Lyft, 15 with the tip. I think our first Lyft driver was either deaf or mute, but he would not speak at all, not even in at all. Like, some people don't speak English. They know 5 words, like thank you, yes, have a nice night, that kind of shit. Nothing, no words at all. It was kind of cool.
I flirted with our Lyft driver both ways.
Of course you did. The only
Dude,
Lyft driver
come
that
on.
we Lyft a lot together when we go to places. The only Lyft driver she hasn't flirted with was the Italian guy, the New Yorker who damn near killed us on the way
Yes.
to a Crave night one night.
That was one.
That was the most terrifying Lyft ride I've ever been in.
He ran through a stop sign, and he's pointing out a building to, I think we were in Uber pool or Lyft pool, to someone else, not even us. And he's breezing in and out of the lanes, and we're like, we're gonna die. This is how we die. I wouldn't expect it, In a
I'm
lift.
dying in a lift
I
on my
hope
way to
you
a Crave event.
appropriately.
Yes, Lyft. I actually, after I reported the driver, Lyft was like, I don't think we're going to match you with this driver anymore. And I was like, yes,
Right.
please, thank you. Can I have my
Yeah.
money back?
Don't do it.
So, yeah. Yeah, you can actually just, if you do have a bad driver, please report them. And most services will put you on like a do not call list for them. Like, you're never going to get matched
They won't
up
even
with them
show up as a
again.
little red dot on your app.
Yeah, no.
Oh, I will tell you. So normally we live together, and I knew like that night I knew not even to ask because I knew you already had plans, and like I was gonna surprise you there, like so I couldn't show up at your house and be like, hey, I'm gonna ride with you. So I was at my other friend's house, and coming back, all she kept saying to the guy, she's like, please don't rate me low because of her. Please don't give me a low rating because of her.
I'll tell you, they like it when you're fun to them. I have a pretty
Right?
good rating.
So, I mean, thus far, no one has ever, a Lyft driver has not thrown me out for flirting with them. So,
True.
whatever. My Lyft scores are fine, so we're okay.
Abby says, haha, I had to do the same thing with the walking in the first dress. I feel like that's a prom perk.
Well, Abby did a midnight dress change.
She sure did. I was looking at this girl from behind. I was like, that girl looks a lot like Abby, but she's got on a different dress. And I turned around and was like, this bitch is Abby. Every time I go to an event, I love Abby. Every time I go to an event, she changes her clothes halfway through. I feel like every time.
I would love to do that, but I had a hard enough time going in one outfit. The stress of thinking of two was just not happening.
It took
know,
two people to put me in mine, so I wasn't coming off that
Yeah,
easy.
her. Oh, sorry.
If I were a fashion mogul, like Abby is, I might do the same thing because she also does her own social media, and you
Yeah,
could
no,
get
she's
two
perfect for
parties. You could get two group of party pictures with a change.
You
Right.
can. And she did.
She's perfect at it.
She fucking rocks the hell out of every costume change she does. It was amazing.
But I did get to feel, I'm like, how are you in there? And she showed me, she was like laced in so tight.
It was a lace back
Like,
dress.
I don't know how she was breathing.
was
She's
a
like,
lot
feel. So of course I'm like, she's like, no, here. And so she was like, all like rock hard.
Have you ever had a corset? Have you ever worn a corset?
No, like not a super tight one.
Oh.
No.
You should.
I've
you
had
should,
one, but
you
like
should try
loose.
it once. Because I used to wear them for the Renaissance Fair because they have the ability to shove your boobs.
Right. I mean, that would be amazing. It would look like, it would probably put me into women's size boobs.
I actually have a couple that used to be hers that would probably look good on you.
They're actually kind of satisfying because your posture gets so much better. Number one, your boobs look amazing, so you are filled with super confidence. And it's not as hard to breathe as you think.
No.
And not as hard to sit down. You just can't like bend at the waist.
Right, which I do.
Right.
Yeah, I'm usually a fucking sloucher.
So the only problem is, I'd probably be touching myself if like my boobs were amazing. Like on
Trust
that,
me,
I'd be
you
like,
will.
"Take this
And
out."
when they're way up there, I have a tendency to kiss my own boobs. So I don't know.
I have a hard time. So my boobs are big all over and not just on top. Like most girls, for some reason, they have big boobs on top, but my boobs are big underneath as well. So I had like some serious body confidence issues in that dress because although everything from here up looked amazing, down here they kind of looked a little like smashed puppies inside of there.
Yeah,
and
no.
so
It didn't.
I thought I looked like
I would have told you.
great titties, and then I'd see myself in the mirror and it'd be like smushed puppy, and I was like, oh well, because those dresses are not like it fit me everywhere, but it's not designed to encapsulate enormous tatas. And I could have sent them my measurements and had it done custom sized, and it wouldn't have been a different price. Like I love these companies like this on Amazon, but it would have taken an extra week, which would have gotten it here too late for me because in case I needed alterations. So
I don't condone wearing corsets as a lifestyle like they used to make the young girls do back in the
No,
day, where they would
they
faint. But I think it would totally boost your confidence to try them every once in a while. Just go to the Ren Fair once a year and wear a corset there.
one of the things that really shocks a lot of people is that I'm much smaller in my waist than I appear to be because I'm just super fluffy. But that fluff does all kind of move around. So I can corset down pretty,
Yeah, you were pretty
Small.
solid. You were pretty solid in there.
yeah. But I was still very comfortable. Like I could breathe, cough, sneeze, all that good stuff.
Kristen said my plus size lingerie line is going to make corsets.
Cool.
Nice.
So I met Kristen for the first time. I only knew her through social media. I met her for the first time at karaoke. And let me just tell you, this woman throws it down on the microphone. Throws it down. Like, she was fucking amazing.
That's why I
So-
don't sing karaoke.
Yeah, no, I don't either, for same reasons as you. But no, it was because I went to Friday night Crave, the karaoke night, and it was just an amazing turnout, amazing night, really great people, tons of fun. Stayed way later than I intended, so really great time.
Let's talk about after Crave's prom. What's happening? The new thing.
Oh, I don't know.
The dresses.
Abby will have to.
Oh, the dresses. You got to be a little bit more specific, 'cause I don't know what
I'm
their
like,
next event is.
did
Let me pull
are
up
we
the
going
information.
into details about the sex? I don't know.
We did that before you got here.
Yeah, she doesn't know if she can talk about it on air yet.
Yeah, I
right,
don't
right
know.
now. Ask
Next
Chris.
week we might do nothing but talk about Sierra's sex life.
It's not that exciting. Okay, so everyone buys dresses like this, and we usually only wear them once, maybe twice. So this is beautiful dress, but I literally have nowhere else to wear it. I have no other reason to wear this dress.
Although I'm just saying, it was so hot, I would wear it around the house watching Netflix. I'd totally be laying there Netflixing.
It takes two
and
people
eating
to put that
pizza.
dress on. So, like, I can't be like, although I did a couple of times while I was test fitting it.
She has totally been banned by the Bluebirds to help her get dressed anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a couple of times gone downstairs in that dress and be like, baby daddy, tighten me up. He's just like, whatever. It's a weird relationship we have. So, but
Especially because you try to get your friends to give him blowjobs.
I
to get him
do.
in a
Like,
better
I
mood.
want my friends to
You're
blow
like, I
my
want
baby
baby daddy
daddy.
to be in a
He
better
needs
mood.
a little, he's not in a bad mood. He just needs to relax a little. So for these beautiful dresses that we have, and we bought a ton of them, my biggest concern was, are we just going to like get rid of these? But I know there's a lot of prom dress donation places. So Abby and Kristen, I believe in the chat right now, Kristen sews for a nonprofit that takes dresses from Goodwill and fancies them up for prom. If we can get dresses to her by next Saturday, the 27th, they'll get used for this year's prom. Anyone who wishes to partake or donate to dresses can message Abby directly on Facebook or email info@cravelv.com and with what part of town you're in and availability to coordinate for meeting up. Deadline for donation is next Friday, April 26th. If for whatever reason you don't know how to type in info@cravelv.com, you can type in SinCityBounty@gmail.com and email us, and
Or
we
message
will
one
help
of us on Facebook.
message one of us on Facebook. Not me, I'm never on that damn thing.
Message
unless you know me
Message
personally,
me on
Message our page.
message our page.
We all have access to our
We
page.
do all have access to the page. Message SinCityBounty.
It'll be nice to get a message that doesn't contain a dick from
or
Nigeria.
like
I'm just saying.
4 lines of some other language and then ugly fat bitch. Like that would be great. So get in contact with us so we can get these dresses out. There are a lot of girls who need prom dresses who are bigger and would totally appreciate having some of the beautiful gowns I saw that night. Holy shit. Although some of you girls, those are not appropriate for high school girls going on prom. You can keep those dresses at home.
If you aren't able to make what's the deadline, the 27th?
The 26th, Friday the 26th.
If you can't make the 26th deadline and you live here in Las Vegas, there's a nonprofit here in town that a lot of our people really love, and it's for teenagers. It's Project 150 LV.
Yeah, they do amazing work for local teenagers, and they do year-round donations. But they do their big prom dress drive in February. But I know they're not going to turn it down if you can give it to them at any point. They'll save it for next year or whatever.
Right.
So yeah, get in contact with us or Abby or Crave and get your dress donated. And it doesn't just have to be that one dress. I actually have a couple of dresses that I've been hanging on to because they're just too freaking pretty to get rid of. But I'm never going to wear them again. So.
Again, Netflix and pizza, but whatever. What you do at home and what I do at home are two different things.
They are.
Abby said perfect, and shout out to Sierra for bringing that up in the group. Great idea.
I am
And then
community driven. Like I do a lot of donation shit.
do.
Like we do a lot of that stuff.
Kristen said last year we had 115 youths we had to outfit.
Nice. So let's get your dresses out there, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, no judgments here.
Okay, so that's Saturday. Saturday's all taken care of, right? Anything else?
Almost. I have to talk about one more thing from
Okay.
Saturday. My dick shorts.
Dick shorts.
She had an extra dick hole, or a new dick hole. It's a new dick hole.
I had to get, it's a new dick hole. I like to keep my old dick holes quiet. So I had to go and purchase new Spanx. And I went to the place that I wore my old ones for 1,000,000 years, guys, 1,000,000 years. And they weren't even mine to begin with. Like, they came from someone else who gave them to me. And it was so sad, but it was time to give up those ones, you know. So I went to the same place, and they're like, we don't have those anymore because you've had them for 500 years, but we have these. And so I'm in this store, and I'm not going to say which store, but I'm in this store, and she's like, do you want to go try them on? And I'm like, fuck, I'm not wearing panties, so no, I'm not going to go try lingerie stuff on in the store. So I took them home, put them on right before, like, because I was getting ready, and I pull them up, and I feel something, and I reach down, I'm like, there's a fucking hole in my things. Like, my Spanx have a hole in them. What the hell? And so I take them back off, and I'm debating. I'm like, do I call them? Do I go back and say, like, there's a hole, blah, blah, blah? And I look, and I meant to bring them, but the way that they're sewn is intentional. It's like a pocket that you find in men's briefs, you know, the dick hole. Mm-hmm. But in my Spanx, there is nothing else that could possibly be for. You can't pee out that hole. You can't tuck a wallet in there.
A girl can't.
A girl can't pee out that hole. Yes.
So they sold
if you don't have a penis, it's a women's store. It's a women's only store.
So what I'm assuming,
men can obviously purchase whatever they want in there, but I'm just saying they're intended for people who don't have a penis. But again, if you have a penis, you could totally wear them. Totally recommend.
That's probably why they're there. They're probably like unisex Spanx, and so they just have a dick hole where you could flop your dick out.
Does Spanx are supposed to hold you together?
Yeah.
Right.
So if you have a dick hole.
I was so afraid like some upper thigh was going to pop out and then I'm going to have like a dick bulge or something.
I'd be into that.
So, right? Like I just have like that little bubble of dick fat like hanging out my dick hole. So I'm like, okay, this is weird. And of course, you know, 2 drinks later, I don't even know if it took the full 2 drinks. I'm telling everybody, like, I have a dick hole.
She puts her leg up on the table next to me
I'm
and hikes her dress up. It's like, look at my dick hole. I can tell you, my dates both looked at me and they were like, she always like that? I said, pretty much, yeah. They're like, is she drunk? And I'm like, not yet.
No, like she's just relaxed. That's all. She's just had enough to be relaxed so far. Like, if it, you know, if she was drunk, then it would really be a dick hole, like a genuine dick hole at that point. But I stayed busy that night while you were winning awards and being fancy and beautiful. I was busy.
In her HR dress, showing everyone her dick hole.
HR dress going. I'm going up to Julia Sands, fucking the hottest Julia Sands. I adore her. And I'm like, I got a dick hole. Anyone who will like come in my path, like whether I know them or not, I'm like, my Spanx have a dick hole. Everyone and anyone. So
You're going to be one of those stories at from prom nights. You know, everybody has these prom night stories about this couple or that couple or
yeah,
that girl
the weird
or that
fucking
guy.
girl walking around showing off a dick hole in her Spanx.
Well, I was, you know, not quite as gothy as I was at my last prom, but it was the same color scheme, black and blue. So, you know, because that's how I like it. There was no subtle undertone to that plan at all.
Yeah, little dick hole talk tonight. Oh, a lot of dick hole
talk tonight.
I can't help it. It was unexpected in my Spanx. Like I've never had a dick hole before. Like I didn't know to be appalled, excited. Like I wanted to test it out. I think at the end of the day, the reason I told everyone is I just wanted to test out the dick hole. Like that's all. So I didn't test out the dick hole. So I will still have to. It's on my list now. So I need somewhere to test out the dick hole. Like to see
Test it out to what?
See if it works.
See if you can put a dick in it.
Yeah.
Oh.
I want to put a dick in my dick hole.
Well, they do
What else do
sell.
you do?
They do sell harnesses where you could wear a penis.
No, she wants to go the other way.
Yeah, no. I
Oh.
like, yeah.
It's
Although-
basically crotchless Spanx. So
But it's intended to have a crotch, like they overlap. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not a big gaping hole. It's not a gaper. Like it overlaps.
But is it
But
that
of
is it that
course-
far down?
It's the
The
perfect
Spanx?
spot for a dick. Like it can't even be meant to pee from because it would be awkward. Like you'd have to awkwardly, I think,
hold your panties
get,
open while you pee.
like get over. Yeah, like what else is it for? If you're riding a seatless bike, I don't know.
So it's a fuck hole.
It's a fuck hole. It's a dick hole.
You're saying it's a fuck hole.
It's
It's an
gotta
easy
be a dick
access
hole.
port.
Yeah.
Universal service.
Okay.
What's the B stand
Did
for?
they
in
come in a
that?
box or in a baggie?
No,
or...
they were hanging, but I don't check
Okay.
crotches. I don't. And I was like, the lady who was helping me is like, "Hey, sure you don't want to go try them on?" And I'm like, "No, I'm cool. I'm cool. I'll just take them home and try them on." She's like, "You can return them if if they don't fit or they don't work." I'm like, "I'm fine. I'm fine." I wouldn't tell her I didn't wear panties, like plain and simple.
Did you go look them up online to see if the new design
No, like
had
I
a
could
purpose?
tell. No, I probably should have looked.
Vendetta says, anyone who would come in my path knows I have a dick hole. Should either be the opening line of Toxi's one-woman show or a t-shirt. That's it. Universal System Bus. Universal.
USB.
Yeah, because I was talking about easy access port, universal
Oh,
service,
got it.
something.
Dickhole's so much easier.
Dick hole
And
is
I mean,
easier.
like, I really enjoyed saying it. So, like, even the bartender, like, "Hey, man, Spank's got a dick hole." Just saying. Just saying. Just saying. I brought, I absolutely adore, sometimes she's in chat. I don't think she's in tonight, but I had a friend come out who I know because, and I won't connect the two because I don't like people to know that part of,
But you know her in your
whatever.
mundane life.
I know her in my regular life because she was a care provider for my daughter. So she knows my family. She knows my daughter. Like I've known her since my daughter was less than 2 years old. And even though I was like, "Did you hear about my dick hole?" So that poor woman like heard about it all night.
It was great, though. It truly was.
I mean, it's not a crown,
It's not.
but and
It's a tiara, motherfucker.
And your dick hole got used. So whatever. Anyway, we look at this. You came out winning
Well
on
used.
Saturday.
I
you came out
won.
winning. I went
I
home
won
alone
the
with
fuck
my-
out of Saturday.
I went home alone with my dick hole, like unused. No crown. In my HR dress. I stopped off to give a fucking seminar down at the New Orleans. Like, I'm down there like, let's talk about compliance, labor laws, whatever, with my dick hole.
While sexually harassing the Lyft drivers on the way.
While harassing, not sexually harassing. Here's what I tell them. I don't know why. But I'm like, don't worry, I'm not going to touch you.
Now they are worried you are going to touch them.
I know, the whole time, like, the one who drove us back, he was like a kid. He probably just got his license or some shit, I don't know. But I know I scared him, and now he knows not to drink. I did ask our Lyft driver on the way. He's a promoter for some of the clubs, and one is Hakkasan. And I said, "Hey, man, I heard they don't let fat people in there." And he's like, "No, that's not true."
Like, show me one fat
Like,
person at that place.
I know for a fact, I've had so many actual people I know tell me they got turned down in the line at the entrance. And he's like, no, that doesn't happen. I'm like, you don't let fat people in. So,
We know who the fat phobic clubs are, and that's why you don't see our heavy
We do.
asses in there drinking up all your drinks.
Hakkasan, for sure. So anyway.
Would you have been able to do that 5 years ago before you joined the show?
I would have never been able to tell people that I had a dick hole in my Spanx 5 years ago. 5 years ago, I probably would have just safety pinned it shut
I was gonna say, would you have even warned them 5 years ago?
No, I would have double spanks them. I would have been like, I better put some spanks over my spanks so no one sees that dick hole. Yeah, I'm gonna put them
You
on.
put the second pair on backwards.
Exactly. So, but no, 5 years ago, no, I would not have told everyone who listened that my Spanx had a dick hole. But now, apparently, no filter.
So for those of you who have just tuned in or have never watched this show before, if you keep watching us after a few years, you will be able to go up to total strangers and tell them you have a dick hole in your Spanx without being embarrassed.
And to people
I
who
have
are
no
not
shame.
total strangers, people who are your friends, you will just hike your leg right up over their shoulder and just shove that
did.
dick hole right in their face.
I
and
did.
be like, touch my
I
dick
wanted to
hole!
prove it. I wanted to prove
I
it.
believed you.
I didn't show my dick hole to everybody though. Just so
I know
you
that.
know, like you're
I
the
am
only face I
privileged.
shoved in there. And I think at one point I was asking, "Do you want to feel?" And then that prompted the whole other discussion.
The time Toxi accidentally fingered me.
Yeah, it prompted that conversation. to which also had your friends kind of going like,
Well, but then she tried to invite herself over to make it a foursome, and they
I
were like,
did. But I didn't.
Not this time.
No. I didn't want to make it a foursome. I wanted to come over and watch.
Yeah.
I asked to come and watch, but no. Apparently,
or watch and come.
Apparently, I wasn't. Apparently, I wasn't invited to watch that. So, just
was
taking my dick hole home alone.
Okay. Now that's gonna go on a fucking t-shirt. I'm just taking my dick hole home alone.
Just what you doing? Watch Netflix with my dick hole. Like,
That's the name of the show, by the way, Dick Hole.
Look at my dick hole.
look at my dick hole.
Okay, look at my.
Look, you're the only face. How did I not know about the show? I don't know how. We're always here. You're the only face I shoved in my dick hole. Please put this on my tombstone. Like, I mean, I'm legit when I say that. I want you to know I was selective in the dick hole showing.
Yes, I'm aware.
I told everyone it was there. The Uber driver, the guy in 7-Eleven where I was getting gum. I mean, everyone. But you were the only one who I gave a full shot to. Someone else might have gotten a peek, but I'm just saying, you're the only one that I like.
That's cool.
Got you in there. So.
So if you want to
Oh, Dick hole.
have, if you ever want to meet Toxi, the best time would probably be at one of these crave parties when she's had about 2 drinks or one and a half.
Yeah, here's the deal. It only
She'd
took 2.
been there
I
5
don't even
minutes.
know.
There was no way she
Like,
was into her second
No,
drink.
because I came in and I knew I was late. No surprise. And I have a method. I catch up and I start with a shot of Jaeger before I even come out and meet anyone. Right at the bar, I'm like, I get my drink and I'm like, and a shot of Jaeger. And then I let it go down and then I announce my dick hole to the world. So that was it.
This was a Crave
Moments
LV
later.
event. You can find them online. You can find them on Facebook. They make announcements in their group and on their Facebook page all the time about events coming up. I
Yes.
think they've been going monthly, right?
They're monthly.
parties.
Yes. And they have the karaoke monthly as well. It's kind of a meet and greet.
Which you have attended quite a few times
I've
now.
attended quite a few of them. Everyone has been a blast. I will say only because I know she's in here in the chat, but Abby sang for the second time. So she's not
Abby
a
says,
singer.
especially when Toxi gets our DJ to play Taylor Swift.
My favorite thing to do.
So
it's a goal.
I will let you know that I have never been to a party with this girl where she has not been able to get the DJ to play Taylor Swift.
And
I don't care what kind of hardcore rap fucking club we are
every
at.
time.
Suddenly it's like, what's
Sing a
that?
Taylor Swift song.
Yeah, that suddenly there's a
Shake-
fucking,
I'll do like shake, shake, shake. Or,
yeah. Or
um,
isn't that, you make me feel like a teenager, isn't that?
Well, there's a whole bunch, and this one, the DJ's like, he's like, I only have this one, and I'm like, and that's the perfect one. I mean, there was one time at a different event, not Crave, because we know the DJs wouldn't, go along with this, but I've literally offered a hand job to play Taylor Swift just to prove I could do it, and I did not follow through.
But you did get your Taylor Swift.
I did get my Taylor Swift, though, so...
Every party. I'll hear Taylor Swift come on, and I'll be like, Toxi's walk. I don't even have to look. I'll be like, Toxi's walking away from the DJ booth right now.
Yeah. My favorite was I love the woman that they have. I can't give me her name if you have it in there, Abby. But she's super sweet and like she's like she wants to do it, but she knows she shouldn't be playing Taylor Swift. So the last time, not the last Crave party she was at, because when it got late, then she played a few. But the one before, it was still pretty packed. And she played it for me, and like literally it was like 17 seconds of a, really great hook part, and then she moved on like she knew better. I'm like, oh well, it still counts.
Still got Taylor Swift played.
So still got DJ Kelly. Oh, why? How can I not remember that?
It's not like
she was really awesome. I mean, they have a lot of really great DJs there.
They do have a lot of really great DJs. The last DJ was amazing at prom night because the sound kept coming and going in that speaker outside, and for long periods of time it would be so loud outside, sitting 15 feet from the speaker, you couldn't hear each other. He came out and manually turned it down because I guess there's something going on with the cable or whatever, so he came down and would check on it for us. It was great.
No, they tend to have some really great DJs.
Yeah.
So
I love a good DJ who knows when to play dance music, what kind of dance music to play, and also when to tone the music down so that people can conversate.
And also, just to share, King Smash, that's who he was.
He is the bomb.
Any DJ that plays for plus size parties, like don't do 3
Line dances
line
in a
dances
row.
back to back.
You need to do a line dance, 3 songs so we can breathe and drink, and then another line dance. That's how it should be. Line dance, 3 songs, line dance, 3 songs. That's what it is.
It's a formula, people, a formula.
It works every time. Because I will get up and dance to every single line dance as long as they're not back to back. If you, whatever the first one is, that's the one I'll do. You play another one after that, I'm out, buddy. And I won't even come back for the third one if you play it in a row. But yeah, got to give a fat girl a break. We're fat.
Although you get the ones who will just power through.
All of
My
them in
hat's
a row.
off to you, my friends, but not me.
Not me.
I'm like, it is time for a drink.
And a breather. And my feet hurt.
Right.
Have you been giving us time?
Yeah, we're at 3 minutes.
Like 30
2 minutes.
minutes. 2 minutes. Close.
Well, the Dickhole show is coming to a close.
We wanted to talk about Notre Dame. So just so you know, the building did not burn to the ground despite what the rest of the Americans are talking about. Most of the historic aspects of that building have been saved. The spire that expired.
A lot of it was already out because of the renovations. So a lot of it was already.
And the spire that expired is only about 100 years old. So get off your fucking horses, people. And most of the stained glass survived. There was one panel, I think, that didn't. But you know what? 99% of it did. So
Also, for all of you assholes who feel that you are fire professionals and you could just fly a water thing over it and just bomb it with water, you can't.
that would have destroyed the
Can't. It would
building
have
more than the
it would have
fire
made
would
it
have.
collapse, so.
Yeah.
But if that's what you believe, apparently you get to be president or something. So, whatever.
Well, I mean, if we rake up the leaves in California, we won't have forest fires anymore.
He went to fire school. I forget what it is. Fire, blah 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 school. But 1
Clearly
minute.
he
What are you
passed.
keeping time here?
Yeah, he is.
I have to give a shout out to Tiger Woods for winning the Masters on Sunday. My mom reminded
favorite
me
Blasian.
over and over and over again because my mom loves Tiger Woods like it's her own son and defends him all the way.
Even though he's like terrible.
Well, not anymore. He
Not anymore. He's reformed.
As my mom would say, he's on drugs, Amma. He's on drugs. So.
Not an excuse.
I'm Elexia.
Toxi.
And Sierra,
And we'll see you next week with some other hole.
if you're brave enough.
Later, bitches.